I love deep pan pizzas. You cut a big slice of them and, 1 or 2 slices is just enough. Instead of having that, the pizza, you pick it up and it just flops down.
I love those pizzas, Richo.
I thought you would. Now, we're going to make the dough to start with, and this dough here is a real simple one. 2.5 cups of flour in there, some dried yeast goes into the top of that. We've got some sugar as well, about a teaspoon of sugar goes in there, a little bit of a tap to make sure we get all of that sugar out there.
All the sugar?
We like the sugar because it makes it sweet and also gives the yeast something to feed off.
Okay.
That's what's important. Some black pepper goes in there.
Beautiful. So you're putting some flavour through the dough?
Yes, we want the dough to be nice and flavourful and flavoursome and have all the stuff in there.
It's a real flick of the wrist today.
It's the way you add the seasoning to the dough that's so important. That was oregano. I also like to add some dried onion, some powdered onion, which you can get at most supermarkets in the spice section, and also some dried garlic. In that goes as well.
So can I be honest, pizza dough personally scares me because I just see it going wrong, and it often has gone wrong for me. So I'm very excited to see, hopefully, an easy Richo version.
Well, I'm going to take the scare out of it by getting you to do it. I'm going to slide that over there.
Excellent.
Into this, I'll put some
Do
warm water.
I use the Richo finger?
You can use your little finger there, or I'll pour the water in straight into the middle. What I want you to do is to make we call that the claw hand. So make the claw hand and start mixing it around like that. You like that? That's the claw. Nice and soft and warm. And what you're doing is incorporating all of the flour and squeezing and squishing it there. That's it. That's it. That's the other tip is that if you get someone else to make the dough, your hands remain nice and clean.
I was just about to say, what happens when this happens at home, Richo? It gets all sticky and...
Another little tip, just rub your hands together over the bowl and it'll come off. And when you do want to wash your hands, if you wash your hands under warm water, the dough comes off straight away. So there you go.
Okay.
So that's come together beautifully. Now, I'll take that off your hands. If you rub those little bits off your fingers, we'll get all the bits out of there, that's it. And I've got big, chunky sausage fingers, so I like to get in there and give that a good sort of knead.
Effective.
Exactly. Make sure we get everything mixed up. If you've got a mixer, you can throw this dough into the mixer. But for me, pasta doughs and pizza doughs, I like to make by hand. So I'll just sort of knead this nice and gently until it all comes together. By kneading it, we stretch the flour so it's nice and strong to form a nice base. But we also pick up all these little straggly bits over here. Now, look at that. That's a nice dough there.
Yes.
And if you pass me that bowl back, my tip with pizza dough is to pop it in a bowl like this and prove it overnight, at least overnight, sometimes 48 hours, and that makes the dough nice and soft. It makes it sour flavour and makes it bubble up on the sides. There's my little tip. You like that one, don't you?
Another pro tip I do. I love a Richo pro tip.
Exactly. So I've got one already here because we're not going to wait for 48 hours. Pull that straight out of there like that, and you can see it's risen up beautifully and it's nice and soft. A little bit of a dust on the top of it. Have a feel of that. That's
beautiful.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's nice and soft. Exactly.
It's doughy. It's fluffy.
Exactly, fluffy, just like me. And what I do is I just push it out with my fingers like this. You can see it just goes out really easily. If you make a dough straight away and try and do that, it'll pull back in on itself.
I'm learning all the mistakes I've made along my pizza making journey.
It's all about learning. That's what it's all about. Now, you can see over here, I've used my little Ingenio pan here to caramelise some onions, and I'm just going to scrape that out of here because I'm going to use this pan to make the deep pan pizza. So all the onions are in there. I'm going to leave the onion flavour and the oil, and then it's just a matter of dusting off some of that flour and then popping it straight in like that. And I'll pick that up there. Now is how we put it all together. You liking this? Tomato passata. Grab some of that and we'll pour some of that straight on.
Yes, beautiful.
All right, and
I like quite a bit of passata.
Yeah, go for it, go for it. And then
Keep
with
going.
the that's enough.
Okay, good, okay.
Back of a spoon, I spoon it all the way around. And you can see how I've made the pizza dough go up the side there. Really important. Olives, grab some of those olives there.
That's your thick crust.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thick crust. And then the olives go all the way around there like that. And the unduglia.
What is this? Because it smells glorious.
Unduglia is an Italian type of salami. It's made from red pepper paste and chili and pork and fat, all those lovely things. It's really hot and spicy. I love it, and it falls apart. You can put it on pizza, you can make pasta out of it, you can smear it on bruschetta or toast.
Oh, my goodness.
It is the best thing ever. You want to have a taste of it?
Preeya loves a bit of this. This is a sometimes food.
Unduglia. You've got to eat that all the time.
Oh,
it's
my
great,
goodness.
isn't it? I'll get some caramelised onions and spread them around the outside here.
Wow.
I love caramelised onions. Basil over there. Yes. You can grab some basil. Now, the mozzarella, I just rip apart.
Am I ripping this too?
Rip a few pieces off there, throw it on there. And I like the mozzarella to be nice and big and chunky. And then, of course, to finish it all off, some extra virgin olive oil over the top of it. That's going to make it even more delicious. And then we just need to pop it into the oven. Make sure the oven is really, really hot because you want a lot of heat to get this going. 240 degrees Celsius. I'll pop this in, take the handle off, and in no time at all, we'll be eating. You can eat that.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, here we go. Look at that.
Amazing.
Now, this is the fun part. I'll just grab it under there with a palette knife just to assist it.
Wow.
I didn't even
That
need
is
this.
thick. You weren't lying when you said that you really love a thick pizza with lots of on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's plenty of stuff on there, and I use a knife to cut through it. Oh, this is what we call a pizza pie. There's lots of goodness in here. And, you know, this is probably going to feed a couple of people because there's a lot of dough here.
This isn't just for us, Richo.
Well, just you and I. I'll just cut a little piece there.
Yes. Okay, thank you,
Oh, that's my
Richo.
piece, isn't it? No, it's you. You can eat that. But we're looking at a lovely big piece in there. You know, the dough's nice and round, and we've got lots of cheese.
That is a real flavour sensation. That meat that you've used on there is such a punch of flavour.
It is, isn't it?
Really beautiful. Look, I would say this is a sometimes food. Enjoy it mindfully. My goodness, enjoy it because it's blooming glorious.
The thick pizza is not for everyone. I love the deep pan pizza, but for something different, why wouldn't you give it a go?
Absolutely, and you've shown us it's actually quite easy.
Easy to do, throw it together, lots of good ingredients, that's what it's all about. Plenty of cheese and sometimes, I don't know, maybe all the time, I reckon.